I'm going to actually like combine my question. I'm going to start with you, Hailey. Like, I feel like both journeys for Team Kelly's contestants were different. You know, Hailey, you being the youngest, and you guys, you know, being the first like trio. Do you feel like that was an advantage or a disadvantage, Hailey? Like your age, do you think that it was an advantage, a disadvantage compared to the other older solo performers, or did it not play a role?
For me, I kind of just feel like it really didn't play a role in, you know, anything. Like it didn't make anything different. I feel like I came here knowing that I was going to be looked at and I was going to be maybe treated differently because of the fact that I was only 13, and you know people are going to look at me as like the baby and treat me like the baby. But as I've come here, I just kind of realized, and everyone's I think sort of realized, that I'm here and I'm the youngest, but I'm also kind of here and I'm still doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. I'm rehearsing, I'm getting up on that stage and I'm performing and I'm doing everything that everybody else is doing. So I think that my age really hasn't played a role in me personally. Maybe other people look at me differently because I am 14, but I think that as far as my personal life, I think that being 14 hasn't really played a factor in my artistry.
You do have more stuff going on because you have school on top of it.
Yeah,
so it's just so impressive.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Hailey is 14 or 24 or 34. People would be voting for her like crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And to you guys, like, you know, it's a trio. We haven't seen that, you know, it's been mentioned before on the finale. Do you feel like, when I look at the show, I feel like, you know, if it's one solo singer on that stage, they got to worry about themselves. You know, with you guys, you have to harmonize, you got to be in sync. You know, do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage when you're in a contest against so many solo singers?
It definitely has its advantages and disadvantages,
Yeah.
because when we make mistakes, we're not alone in them. But then that does mean for overall, there's 3 times the likelihood that one of us is going to mess up. And so when we're arranging, when we're practicing, those things have to be so, you know, detailed. We have to really get into the nitty gritty of like, this is where you go up, this is where you, because if it doesn't happen that way, it sounds wrong.
Yeah.
You know, whereas a soloist can just be like, have that freedom to move around in their song without worrying about messing it up, you know.
It takes us hours to arrange a song before we can even practice it.
Yeah.
Because in order to practice a song, you have to have an arrangement that 3 of us can sing at the same time, right? So in that way, it's a lot of work, and I would imagine more work. But in other ways, like I myself am not a talented enough vocalist to make it to this stage whatsoever, but I know how to fit with this project that we have, and I know how to work with them. So in that way, it's an advantage, right? Good question.